You're watching Update 1 on the Eastern Pacific's first hurricane of the season, Hurricane Blas, which is located in the sort of eastern East Pacific with winds of 75 miles an hour and a pressure of 994 millibars, moving west-northwest at 13 miles per hour. Latest position 12.9 degrees north, 113.8 degrees west. The storm's expected to move in a westerly direction, probably west-northwest, and a gradual curve ever so slightly with a northerly element later on, especially towards the end of those 5 days when the storm is expected to weaken. Within the next 2 days, Blas is expected to peak and could become a major Category 3 hurricane. One or two models at the higher end saying that it could possibly reach 125 miles per hour, but most of them are pretty certain that it will be a Category 2 at the very least, and most of them saying that it'll likely be a 3. No threat to land, of course, in the Eastern Pacific, not at this time, at least with this storm. Sea surface temperatures ahead of Blas are rather decent, at least for the next 2 or 3 days. That's probably why it's going to weaken on days 3, 4 and 5. But right now sea surface temperatures rather warm, 28, maybe even pushing 29 degrees. Looking at the wind shear map, you can see Agatha ahead of Blas to the left hand side there on the very edge of some massive shear values. Blas is not looking too bad, low wind shear, but it is increasing ahead of it. And there you can see its sort of force shield there around Blas of moist air, much drier to the west, and Agatha is certainly suffering as a result right there. So looking at the floater imagery, you can see how Blas has developed and sustained itself over the last few hours. It's always been a very big system ever since it was an invest, and we're always expecting that. And that's probably going to remain the case over the next few days. What it does mean is that it will intensify probably more gradually than most storms. But it also means that if it does maintain a decent intensity, then it will probably take longer to weaken as well, and it will probably hang around for a while, as many storms often do as remnant lows in the East Pac. The computer models, pretty much what we were saying. The track forecast is in quite close agreement. Day 2, day 3 is where one of them starts to diverge, but quite good there looking at that. You'd be pretty confident. And then looking at the wind swathe there, you can see this is the HWRF model saying that it will be a weak Category 2, depicted by the small orange areas along the storm's track there over the next 5 days, and thinks it will still be a Cat 1 briefly for a second peak later on. This is what it looks like right now. You can see it there, and you can see its sister Agatha towards the northwest, which is barely hanging on as a tropical storm, and it will probably be gone before much longer. And you can go on the website force13.com/tracker to keep up to date on both of those. And they're two little islands in a sea of, well, sea. Not much else going on in the Eastern Pacific right now, as you can quite clearly see on that image there. So, Blas becomes tropical storm number 23. I'm not sure if it was number 23 or 22, but we have 23 now because of Nipatak in the West Pac. 12 hurricane intensity storms, Blas did become number 12, and 5 of them becoming Category 3 storms. Blas could well make it number 6. That is still tied with record quiet for tropical storms. It's level with 1979 for the same date. You can follow Force 13 on any of its outlets, the website force13.com with its forum. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13 all in text on there. You can also add Fool 13 on Skype for tropical weather chat, that's FOOL13 for the latest. Until our next update, which may not follow for some time on Blas because it is not threatening land, that's all for now.